Here we are on Field 2 for the first matchup of Pool B. Another matchup happening on the other field in Pool A. So you can bounce back and forth between those two games on World Lacrosse TV. But this one is going to be a good one. Again, Canada trying to make it back and claim gold. They kind of got revenge by getting gold in the World Games, but just a few weeks before fell in the finals to the United States. Two of the most historic teams in the sport, and we are underway. First draw control won by Canada. Bringing it down the right side was Nicole Peroni. We'll highlight a few of these different superstars. Canada brings a lot of experience, but there is some younger players. But they still have international championship experience. Last year in 2024 was the U20 women's competition in Hong Kong. A few of these players played in there. Canada going fast. Shot bounces off the pipe. First rip was from Erica Evans, the 2019 national champion at Maryland. One of Canada's best. One of the returners from both the World Games and the championship back in 2022. Haudenosaunee will get their first run on offense. Again, international rules just a little bit different. If you're used to the college game, you're used to 12-on-12. International play, 10-on-10. One less attacker and one less defender for both teams. They'll work it around X, trying to bring it in from the other side. Chloe Luther gives it up. Trying to take a run is Jalen Jimerson. 3 Jimersons on this Haudenosaunee roster. Great check. The shot on one side and the great defensive play on the other by Erica Evans, but it'll be called back, whistle blown. And they'll set up from the 11-meter. Again, another key difference. Instead of an 8-meter arc, it's an 11-meter for the free position. Running straight in, checked, dunking it over the keeper. Fantastic goal by Paisley Cook to get us started. Well, actually, it was Lewis Garlow on the offensive side. Last year, all MAAC first team, 53 goals and 31 assists for Niagara University. So Haudenosaunee, the first ones to strike. And we've got a 1-0 ball game. 15-minute quarters. It'll be 4 quarters, mostly running clock after goals. So unless it's the last 30 seconds or the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, it'll be running clock except for cards. No green cards, just yellows and reds. Another draw, and another draw looks like to almost be won by Canada, but great check from behind by Sierra Cockerville, who we highlight in the open. One of the returning big-time offensive producers for the Haudenosaunee. Whistle blown, and Canada will start from the box. Jordan Dean, the defender, will bring it in. She'll get it back close to the restraining line. Canada taking their time. Haudenosaunee was much quicker moving the ball around. Canada, a question today will certainly be the heat. There's a heat wave in the East Coast. Pretty much normal temperatures if you're from Florida, but still hot for anyone that's not native to the region. Haudenosaunee's defense plugs it up fast. Trying to spin around the back is Cordingley. Assistant coach at UNC, now a national champion as a coach. The dish inside and the finish by Erica Evans. Ties it up quickly. Canada executing their offensive game plan perfectly on that one as Erica Evans just cut to a space with no defender, and Aurora Cordingley able to find her teammate. Cordingley and Evans both played at the University of Maryland. Cordingley now coaching for UNC. So far, 2 draw control wins for Canada. Oh, our score's tied 1-1. Now 5 minutes cutting into the first quarter. 3 straight draw control wins. It's 100% right now for Canada. Trying to work it a little bit faster, looking for a spot on the fast break, unable to get it, so they'll go back to working it around. Canada's offense getting comfortable, so far dominating possession. The quick passing, now cutting in front, the scoop, no good. Great save by the Haudenosaunee keeper, Paige Crandall. Crandall gives her team an opportunity, facing a triple team, and turning it around is Allison Trice. The great thing about both these teams is they share so much experience. You've got a blend of players that were some of the best to ever do it, now coaching the next generation and coming together every few years to play at the international level. And then you've got players, especially on Haudenosaunee, that just wrapped up maybe their first or second year of college with some international experience, but definitely this is a different test for them. This is the first day of pool play. 4 teams on each pool, so each team will get to play every team in their pool. The quick give and go, the shot too high for Jalen Jimerson. Broke out this year at Clemson, 16 goals and 13 assists. The quick spin, not able to create space, is Allie Jimerson. You'll hear that last name a lot. They'll call an off-ball foul. Will give Canada possession. Refs are having them back up. Talked about in the open as well, Canada, a Louisville flick. Kind inside. Slicing the defense, and before she can let it go, flag is up in the air. Set up a free position from the right side for Eve Harusik. She'll load up. Showing fireball. She'll pump fake. Haudenosaunee saw right through it. She'll kick it to her teammate, though. Crafty play. And another whistle will set us up from up top. Bianca Chavari will lead off for Canada. Cordingley playing that X. She found Erica Evans earlier, trying to find another cutter. Rolls past her intended target. Canada looking for goal number 2. Tangled up in a sea of defenders is Lauren Black. Big East attacker of the year, coming off a fantastic season at Denver. Again, another returner. Setting up at the 11-meter arc, trying to take advantage of the free position, and the bouncer will get past the keeper. Lauren Black showing up in the box score early. About halfway through the first quarter, 6 minutes left to go. Canada taking their first lead of the afternoon. This is the first of 2 games that will happen on this field on World Lacrosse TV. 2 more happen on the other field. So far, Canada dominating the draw 3-0, and Canada will make it 4-0, facing pressure, but bringing it in is Jordan Dean. Jordan Dean trying to go fast, hits the deck. And we'll see our first card of the day. It will go against the Haudenosaunee. It will go against Lois Garlow, who had the goal earlier. Just wrapped up her time at Niagara University, leaves as the all-time points leader with over 200. So that will set up free position for Jordan Dean, the all A10 second team. Last season, the year before, first team all 10 the last 2 seasons, 2023 and 2024. Jordan Dean backs it up immediately. Has plenty of time to work with. And Canada's just really been able to get settled. All of Haudenosaunee's offensive production has been the fast break. Got that 1 goal to lead off, but since then Canada has gotten settled right on the doorstep. Nobody saw her coming. Reese Whitman, someone that plays under this coaching staff at Louisville. The sophomore just came off 26 goals and 6 assists, and she snuck past everybody. And that was a big breakout year. Her freshman season only had 1 goal to 26. A big sophomore jump, the opposite of a sophomore slump for Whitman. So Canada also featuring a couple different goal scorers as well. It's not just one name leading the charge. Now 5 minutes left to go in the first. 1 timeout already used by the team. Certainly want to utilize those with the heat and also just watching momentum. But right now, Canada, the pendulum swinging in their direction. And it really has been won in the center circle at the draw. Jordan Dean's been handling Haudenosaunee's attacks. Another one. Jordan Dean had it, knocked out of her stick, and it's like a magnet. Ends up with Canada anyway, and Skylar MacArthur on the outside. Canada moving quickly. We'll see if they utilize the fast break. Right there, the head fake is enough to make it pass. Annabelle Child, the Ontario native, plays at Harvard, just graduated from Harvard, first team All-Ivy. The defender, 34 ground balls, 24 caused turnovers, getting involved on the offense. Everything going Canada's way. And this is a team that, again, the World Games and World Championship happened not too far apart. First was the World Championship where Canada was dominant up until the finals, fell just narrowly to the United States. And different formats. World Championship was field, and then the World Games was 6s. But Canada claiming their first senior level women's competition gold medal in its history. A whistle blown right off the draw, so we'll head back. Erica Evans again. Jordan Dean. I mean, she is someone that broke the Division I record for draw controls in a single season. She's got over 600 in her career. So when you have one of the best to ever do it, looks like a masterclass every time. So Haudenosaunee going to have to think of something, because right now she's got takeover activated. And Canada taking full advantage of the countless possessions They'll back up Jillian McNaughton. One more year left at Johns Hopkins for the midfielder. So when they played in Towson in 2022, they had a few people that, of course, Canadian, but also had lived in the Maryland area. So somewhat of a hometown game for them. Either gone to school in Maryland or lived there. Another foul, and giving Canada these open looks on the free position, not going to help matters. The quick pass, the quick dip and dunk, and it's another score for the Canadians. Aurora Cordingley had an assist earlier, now she's on the opposite end. Taking a look at the replay, and you're going to see Cordingley just dip and duck underneath the defense. 2022 Tewaaraton finalist, first team All-American, Big Ten Attacker of the Year. That's a story, transferring one of the all-time greats at Johns Hopkins, transferring to the rival at UMD in search of a championship. And now at UNC Chapel Hill, and that team just completed a dominant run to the national championship. That's a young team, too. They're going to be very good over the next couple of years. But attendance records broken at both the men's and women's national championships. It's a big time for lacrosse. These are players that you will see in 2028 in Los Angeles when lacrosse makes its return to the Olympics, especially for Canada. Just looks like she's playing hockey out there, showing a little bit of the Canadian flavor. Cordingley not able to get it back, but some smart plays over towards the sideline was Fawn Porter, who we mentioned in the open, was trying to bring it up. They'll call dangerous check this time on Canada. Porter will start with it. Porter, along with Cockerville, was one of the leading players on offense the last time this team was together. And we're going to get another timeout and another break. Right now, Canada leads 5-1. Well, it's the end of the first quarter, so we will take a break, not a timeout. Canada still leads 5-1. After the first quarter, Canada leading 5-1. Haudenosaunee just the one fast break goal, and right now Canada dominating on the scoreboard, but it has all started in the center circle with Jordan Dean, the all-time NCAA D1 record holder for draw controls in a season. She's not slowed down at all, and she's doing it in different ways. A lot of them have been short, but that one firing it straight up and taking it into a space where no one's on the outside and just matching speed for speed. Canada going quickly, not able to connect as Maddie Baxter fouled on her way to the net. Won silver back in 2022. Team Canada won the returns and then was also on that gold medal team. But at the 2022 World Championship, 9 goals, 6 assists for Maddie Baxter. Played at Syracuse. Baxter, the bouncer, straight through. And Canada's reign continues. Less than a minute into the second quarter, and Canada's already added another one to the total. And you have to believe for the Haudenosaunee, this is a team that took gold at the last Pala event. It was 6s, though. So we're seeing that calm presence for Canada versus the fast break nature of the Haudenosaunee. Haudenosaunee's offense has just not been able to possess the ball. Jordan Dean has been dominating on the draw, and the defense has been losing Canada. Whistle blows, another one straight up into the air and straight into the stick of Nicole Peroni. Quickly moving in, Erica Evans facing pressure, decides against it. Gives it up to Reese Whitman. We're getting a good look at the Canadian offense. Taking their moments when they appear. Erica Evans, the quick feet moving into the middle. Quick give and go, and the spin from Maddie Baxter. They'll work it back to the other side. Now the sweet feet, thought about the slingshot. Nicole Peroni. And a foul on the other side. And right now, this has been another key area that Canada's having so much success on, is off the free position, being able to go right the keeper. Pass to the middle, and the rocket, Nicole Peroni. Ends up back with the midfielder from Louisville during her graduate season 2024. First team All-ACC, 45 goals, 10 assists, but did a lot of damage in the midfield. 73 draw controls and 44 caused turnovers, 48 ground balls. She was a do-it-all midfielder, a Swiss Army knife. Led the ACC with about 3 ground balls per game and ended her career on a 55-game point-scoring streak. And if you were wondering, 54 for goals. And for a do-it-all midfielder, that is quite impressive. Holds the program record, caused turnovers, 4th in draw controls. Just reading off the accolades for Nicole Peroni. Now the assistant coach at Colgate. And off the whistle, Haudenosaunee is going to win a draw control. And Haudenosaunee, they really have to capitalize on this opportunity. Canada's offense has dominated possession, and Haudenosaunee definitely taking their time, but possibly playing out of their element. We'll see them in the slower pace now. Haudenosaunee making sure everybody gets a touch. High pass almost over the head of Avery Duran. Had a phenomenal freshman season, and Brown entered the transfer portal. She'll be heading to the Carolinas as well to play with the Duke Blue Devils in 2026. Chloe Luther young player from Jacksonville. And Canada's defense, Haudenausaunee offense hasn't really had an opportunity to show what they're all about, but Canada's defense the same way. Again, with the heat reaching the upper 90s, time of possession is going to be one of those stats you look back on. Canada's defense, though, penalized for the high pressure. Haudenosaunee will step up, and they'll have an opportunity now. There was a yellow card, so a woman up opportunity for the Haudenosaunee. And you got to think there's a lot of pressure on this possession to make something happen, to get back in it. Pass misplaced, but picked back up by Luther. Duran now tiptoeing, tries to take it to the other side. Pass gets past Jalen Jimerson. Haudenosaunee just not seeing a gap right now, even with one defender off for Canada. And they're actually going to call 3 seconds inside on the defense. So too many seconds within the 11-meter for Canada. The defender, Peroni, will have to back up and come in. Haudenosaunee working fast. Basically 2 defenders down. Canada can't cover them all, and Jalen Jimerson able to get in front. A much-needed score and an effective possession by the Haudenosaunee, able to run down the defense, make them work. And Haudenosaunee cuts it to a 5-goal game. Canada still leads 7-2. And again, because of the foul, they had to back up Peroni behind the initiator. That left Jalen Jimerson wide open from X. Just snuck up and was able to put it away. Back to the center circle. Canada is not a releasable penalty, so Canada will still be down 1 player. Lining up the draw. So far, Haudenosaunee's only win in this area off the whistle. Not as high as her previous attempts. It's going to give Haudenosaunee a chance. And a good ground ball by Avery Duran, make it 2 in a row. She's getting hounded, though. Haudenosaunee working quickly. It's basically a 2-on-2. Ducking underneath everybody. A beautiful move. And it's the other Jimerson, Allie Jimerson. Beautiful move, faking out her defender. Basically a question mark right in front of the cage. And Haudenosaunee taking advantage. I mean, Canada's defense went right at the ball and left it in a 2-on-2 kind of practice scenario. And they practiced it before. Haudenosaunee able to take advantage. 2 straight goals for them and a timeout on the field. 7-3 our score. Canada still leading, but Haudenosaunee fighting back. 2 straight goals for them, and both have come off of back-to-back draw control wins. Chase Strasser here on World Lacrosse TV. And back to doing her thing is Jordan Dean. Again, we've got a game on this field, and another game that you can also watch on World Lacrosse TV featuring the United States. And that team is loaded from top to bottom. A lot of expectations for the United States, but also for these two teams, trying to rebound in different ways. Again, Canada trying to get over the hump in the field world championships, trying to claim that gold medal. They did so in the World Games. Up the crease dive. They're going to call push in the back. No goal. So now picking up a few yellow cards on either side. Once again, it is Lois Garlow, I believe, heading over to the sideline, taking a seat. Now woman up possession for Canada, and Haudenosaunee defense has been on their heels for most of the game, and they're really going to have to work. Some conversation with the referees on the sideline, and we're back. Canada flings it all the way to the other side for Megan Kenna. And Canada's passing at a different level right now, moving it quickly. The offense off the little bit of a rest, executing it perfectly. Great passing all around. And Canada increases their lead once again, 8-3. Back to a 5-goal lead. It's Kylia Dobson, the attacker, again from Louisville. Not only this coaching staff, but there's a handful of Louisville players across the board. Kylia Dobson graduated from Louisville in 2024, 31 goals and 13 assists in her final season. Her brother Brett Dobson currently playing in the Premier Lacrosse League, already a Team Canada legend. Their goalkeeper. And they've got 2 great goalkeepers, the all-time great Dylan Ward, and then Brett Dobson. From one to the next, it feels like, on that side. Brett Dobson, of course, playing professionally for the Utah Archers, back-to-back champs of the league, and also he is the back-to-back championship game MVP, so some championship and MVP DNA in the Dobson family. And back to their winning ways on the draw control circle. Canada's offense off the rest of Haudenosaunee's 2 straight goals. Just feels like the game's being dictated at the draw control circle. Whoever wins that then scores the next point, except for that first goal, where Haudenosaunee created a turnover and was able to go fast the other way. Haudenosaunee facing the Canada ride. Coming up the side is Fawn Porter. Fawn Porter, thought about taking it herself, but gives it to Avery Duran. And when I tell you Avery Duran had a fantastic freshman season, she had 23 goals and 24 assists at Brown and was named in the top 20 impact freshman by Inside Lacrosse. And she's been with Haudenosaunee for a while, played on their U16 and U18 teams, was a World Lacrosse Festival tournament MVP as well. And again, she'll be playing with the Duke Blue Devils next year, so the Carolinas loading up on lacrosse talent. Of course, you had UNC Chapel Hill win a national championship this past season. Duke is always making a case as well. Ton of good lacrosse happening in North and South Carolina. The shovel shot, no good. The keeper, Paige Crandall, she's been facing a lot of shots, but she has made some good saves. Now spinning out of a big-time check from Canada. That was Eve Heritzuk trying to connect with Crandall. Crandall played at Lemoyne College, graduated in 2024. Her final season, almost 160 saves. Almost a dangerous turnover for Haudenosaunee, but they're able to get the timeout off, and they'll have some time to talk it over and avoid danger from Canada. Canada leads 8-3 with 3:15 left in the first half. Haudenosaunee off the timeout. They'll start with the goalkeeper, Crandall, just trying to get it to her defender. Successfully does. Now it's a foot race. Already's picked up some yellow cards as Lois Garlow. Sorry, that is Paisley Cook. Another Great Dane, graduating in 2027, and UAlbany coming off a great season, was conference champions. She herself had 12 goals and 3 assists. And you can tell Canada is watching Avery Duran on that wing. Haudenosaunee backing it up. Trying to clock is running, of course, until the final 30 seconds of the quarter. Allie Jimerson scored earlier, scored the last goal for the Haudenosaunee. 2 of the goals have been scored by Jimersons. Here comes the other one, Jalen Jimerson. Sends it back up to the top. Sierra Cockerville. Her and Fawn Porter have yet to get going offensively. Most of the team hasn't. A late shooting space call off the pump fake from Jalen Jimerson, but we'll give her a free position with about 11:10 to go. Again, Jalen Jimerson coming off a breakout year with the Clemson Tigers, who they've invested a ton into women's lacrosse over the last couple of years. Looked like she was going to load up. Now the quick feed and the spin from Duran. Finds the cutter. Jimerson on the way back like a boomerang. Jimerson faked like she was completely leaving the offense and then cut back in, caught her defender off guard, and Duran able to find her on the right alley. .30 seconds on the clock, so it will stop right there. Ran until the clock hit 30. So Haudenosaunee so far has worked very quickly off their few draw control wins. Their offense has looked a little bit more fast-paced, Canada a bit more slowed down in their offensive sets. So Haudenosaunee, they can take advantage of a draw control win, and they can make this a 3-goal game heading into the halftime window. It's a tough hill to climb, though, in the draw control circle where Jordan Dean has done damage. Jordan Dean crouching, waiting for the whistle, fires it back to the restraining line. Haudenosaunee had the ground ball for a moment. Winter Jock. Winter Jock kicking into high gear. 20 seconds left to go. Loses it. Trying to knife through the defense. And the clock stops on each whistle. But they'll still try to get set up quickly. Over to the far side for Kamara Schindler. Back to the middle, the jab step from Jock. Not able to create enough room. Checks towards the head. Winter Jock with 7 seconds to go. Can cut the deficit. Winter Jock sets the ball on the ground. The attacker from Notre Dame, 8 points last year. Jock loads up, swings it, and knifes it through the bottom of the net. Fantastic execution from the Haudenosaunee, able to win the ground ball off the draw and take control of the last 30 seconds. And it was all because of Winter Jock. She was the one that got fouled, almost had the ground ball towards this side of the field on the left, on the restraining line, passed it over, got it back in the middle, fouled on her way down the left alley, sets up for the free position, and Winter Jock did it all. And between her and the Jimersons, Haudenosaunee is certainly right in it. 4 seconds on the clock. Draw not high enough. And Sierra Cockerville will likely run out the last 3 seconds, or at least put in one more Hail Mary. Fires it into the center, knocked down by Canada. And Haudenosaunee not able to get it back with the short clock. But how about that last 30 seconds for the Haudenosaunee? They were down 7-1. They are on a 1-4 run to make it a 3-goal game. They have stepped on the gas pedal, and they've got Canada on their heels right now. But Canada, again, still a 3-goal lead. Their offenses look cool, calm, and collected. So we head to the halftime break with plenty more lacrosse coming your way after.
We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
From our unique origins to the modern game, the global lacrosse community has been preparing for this moment. Together, we step into a new chapter of growth, competition, unity, and inspiration for the next generation. Welcome to a new era of lacrosse. At the Olympic Games in Los Angeles, we continue growing together. Join the journey, and let's make history in LA and beyond. A new era of lacrosse starts now.
Welcome back to the 2025 Pan American Women's Lacrosse Championship. We've got a good one so far between Canada and the Haudenosaunee. Canada a 5-1 first quarter, and the Haudenosaunee fighting back, winning the second quarter 4-3. Canada's got 8 different goal scores. The Pan American Lacrosse Association, or the PALA, is the World Lacrosse recognized continental federation for North, South, and Central Americas and the Caribbean. PALA membership currently includes 22 World Lacrosse member nations, including Argentina, Barbados, Bermuda, Brazil, Peru, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, USVI, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Haiti, Guatemala, Jamaica, Panama, Puerto Rico, Nicaragua, Uruguay, Mexico, Haudenosaunee, United States of America, and Canada. The mission of PALA is to promote and develop the sport of lacrosse across its region, maintain communication between PALA nations to share best practices for sport development and resources, promote and encourage the exchange of ideas and development of camaraderie among nations, and conduct regional championships that serve as qualifying events for World Lacrosse competitions, as well as the PALA Sixes Cup. PALA is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Again, the lead right now, 8-5. This is the first game on this field for today, and then the one after this will start at 1:30 between Argentina and Jamaica, the other two teams in Pool B. On the other field right now, USA, Puerto Rico going back and forth. The USA, the 5-goal lead right now, 8-3. The other two teams in Pool A, Mexico and Peru. So the way the tournament works is the top two teams, after pool play based on goal differential and record, will then face off in the semifinals. The bottom 4 teams will play in placement games, but a little bit different this go-around is that 5-6 game becomes really, really important because the top 5 teams all make it and qualify for the 2026 World Lacrosse Women's Championship. That will be in 2026 again, taking place in Tokyo from July 24th to August 2nd. The last edition was staged in 2022 in Towson, Maryland, and Canada taking the silver medal in that competition. They're trying to claim their first gold medal at the World Lacrosse Women's Championship, taking 3 straight silver medals. USA, the team to beat. And as I mentioned, Canada started out with a 5-1 lead, 7-1 after the beginning of the second quarter, and Haudenosaunee just taking advantage of their opportunities. Draw controls have been heavy in favor of Canada. Of course, they've got the all-time great at that position with Jordan Dean. Holds the NCAA Division I record for draw controls, 261, 645 in her career. And these two teams talking it over. We saw during the break that Canada took their goalies out, was doing a little bit of extra work. The sun has gone in and out. Temperatures are varied. We keep getting a little bit of breeze, but certainly something to monitor, making sure teams stay hydrated over the course of the next couple days. With Florida, you never know quite what you're going to get weather-wise, but the heat will almost certainly be there. Both teams heading back out to the field, and Haudenosaunee having to feel good. Executed a perfect 30-second drill in this format, and it was all because of the attacker, Winter Jock, winning off the draw, picking up fouls, and setting herself up for a free position shot that slipped right underneath the Canadian goalie, Cameron Halsell. So we'll see if a little bit more attention to her. Well, actually, there will be a goalie change for Canada. Looking over to my left, Lauren Spence, the Loyola graduate, also was on that gold medal team back in 2022. Last year and in 2023, the Patriot League Goalie of the Year at Loyola. A 47% save percentage in her final season out of Evergreen. Quick look at the sticks in the draw circle, and this is where this game will either be won or lost. Possession has almost every time led directly to the next score. So if that holds true, fighting for it is Canada, and picking it up, it is Erica Evans, who MVP of that team, had an incredible tournament run. She's no longer here. So it's going to be other players like Cordingley, like Erica Evans, like these other superstars to be that #1 player. But right now they are working so well as a team, and the team defense as well has been on another level right there. The whistle is blown on them, but you're going to see number 7, I highlighted her at the beginning, but Brooklyn Walker-Welch, already one of the best defenders, even as a freshman, sophomore in college. During these international events, she was getting matched up with the best of the best that United States had to offer. She was matched up with Charlotte North, and that is about as big of a compliment you can get as a defender, picking up the #1 matchup, especially at her age. The Jimerson sisters score with 2 on the day. Erica Evans gets the second half started for herself, and now 10 points on the board for the Canadians. And again, Erica Evans just taking advantage of her one-on-one matchup. The 2019 national champ, all Big Ten. Accolades are long. That 2019 at UMD, 59 goals, 15 assists. Few former Terps on this roster, but players really from all over the country in terms of their collegiate careers. Good attacking from Maddie Baxter. She's been active today, trying to go back-to-back. The quick hammer, no good. Almost snuck past Crandall, but not laying off the gas pedal. Erica Evans, just mentioned how they haven't really used the fast break to their advantage, instead deciding to slow things down, and Erica Evans immediately proving us wrong. Kamara Schindler trying to pass it to the other side, and Canada's defense has got fire lit under them. They didn't love the fact that they let up 4 goals in the second quarter, and they are immediately causing turnovers. Haudenosaunee able to rebound. Bringing it down the right side is Jalen Jimerson. Jimerson takes it to X, the wind picking up. Beautiful day so far in Auburndale, Florida, at Lake Myrtle Sports Complex. The Jimersons bouncing off each other, the two sisters about 4 years apart. Duran trying her signature spin move, now having to back up, facing a double team. The pass just too low for her teammate, though able to get some help. Jalen Jimerson, the quick step on the other side. The shovel shot from around the crease, no good. And coming out, looks like she shot out of a cannon, is the defender we highlighted. That is Brooklyn Walker-Welch. Canada able to chase the shot on the other end. But Walker-Welch wearing a brace, it didn't look like it. Almost looked like the scene in Forrest Gump where she breaks out of it. Canada getting another opportunity on offense, and similar story to the first quarter where the offense has just been surgical. Megan Kinna, the midfielder, graduate of Northwestern in 2020, was a U19 world champion back in 2015. 61 career goals, and Megan Kinna down the right alley makes it look easy. Megan Kinna has been playing lacrosse since the age of 4. And this has been a story for a lot of players as more high schools sanction both boys and women's lacrosse, is that she actually started with a boys stick, played on a boys team, and had to learn to use a women's stick as she went along. That's the story for a handful of Canadian players. Whistle blown and an unforced error leads to another Canadian possession. Jillian Goldie bringing it across. And the whistles right now just plenty for Haudenosaunee. Great defensive play by Fawn Porter. Canada's really just been able to work it around and take a few deep breaths. Not that time. Fawn Porter made them work. She came up with the cause turnover. Chloe Luther will restart. The midfielder playing at Jacksonville, graduating in 2028. And again, you've got players on this Haudenosaunee team that graduated in 2017, and then you've got players that won't graduate till 2028. So a nice blend of seasoned veterans and upcoming stars. Lois Garlow backing it up. She's guarded by Brittany Colangelo. St. Bonnie's in 2025, 45 ground balls, 34 caused turnovers. This Canadian defense is a hard one to get past. Wow. What a rip down the alley, just about as picture perfect as you can make it. It's Sierra Cockerville. Hometown out of Baltimore, Maryland. And you're going to get a replay here. And watch this. And Canada's been hard to dissect. But when you have that range, it makes things a little bit easier. Canada couldn't even really see it coming. Tough angle. And that will bring it back to a 5-goal game. Canada leads 11-6. 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Visit Central Florida Sports focuses on promoting tourism and economic development through sports. They work to attract new events, supporting existing ones, and market recreational and leisure activities. They are the only organization in Florida to have won both the Sports Organization of the Year award from the Governor's Council on Physical Fitness and the Florida Sports Federation Sports Commission of the Year award. They are also the headquarters of the Pan American Lacrosse Association. Right on cue, the whistle blows, tripped up. An easy call for the officials as Jordan Dean hit the ground. Tripped up on her way to the ball. Canada still maintaining their lead. Haudenosaunee hasn't gone within 3 goals. Canada scored the first 2 out of the break. It was a 3-goal game heading into halftime. This third quarter, a lot more back and forth, a lot more balanced. Time out the left, takes it middle. Wide open space down towards the corner of the arc. And it will set up a free position for Reese Whiteman. Scored earlier on. Again, Canada, they have featured 8+ different goal scores. The quick pass, dead center, and a great stop. What about that from Paige Crandall? Right in front of her, not able to get it through. The score wouldn't indicate it, but Crandall has played a really good game. Here comes Lauren Spence. She started the second half for Canada. And the speedster. Wide open. The defender taking the rip. And it is dead center. Coming off the national championship. And it looks like she hasn't slowed down whatsoever. Brooklyn Walker-Welch, the defender. First-team All-American, first-team All-ACC. As a defender, a top 25 Tewaaraton nominee, and now NCAA champion. Also played on Canada's box team in 2024 up in Utica. As they earned the silver medal. It was the first women's box championships for lacrosse ever. And the sport continues to grow. Just looking at the numbers, there are now 1.1 million registered lacrosse athletes, 3,000 youth programs, and 1,600 collegiate programs across the world. And lacrosse is listed as the fastest growing NCAA sport over the past 2 decades, 95% program growth. There are now 921 teams across 3 divisions and across both the men's and women's game. Now a little bit of drizzle starting to come down. Check the weather app. It said it wouldn't come down for another 6 hours. And clearly, Florida does whatever it likes. Play will continue. Blue skies still up in the air. Haudenosaunee trying to answer. Not able to. Here comes Jalen Jimerson. Haudenosaunee right now, their score doubled. The side winder past the left side. Allie Jimerson will bring it out the back line, being guarded by Brooklyn Walker-Welch that just scored that last goal for Canada. Apologies if there's any visual errors with the rain. We're working through it. Shout out to our producer and our entire team, our camera people as well, braving the elements. Heat, rain, doesn't matter. Lacrosse continues. Get all 4 seasons today. Haudenosaunee not able to score on their last offensive run. Canada trying to build their lead. Right now they're matching their largest of the game. They were up 7-1 early in the second quarter, and right now they're up 12-6. Finding a cutter, the behind the back. I mean, it was like she was a quarterback just staring down the eye of the defense, finding the gap between the safeties. It was Ryan Atkins that found a cutting Jillian McNaughton. Just staring down the eyes of the barrel and connecting with her teammate. 50 seconds left to go. Again, clock is a running clock except for penalties and fouls until the final 30 seconds. At the end of the second quarter, Haudenosaunee took advantage of those 30 seconds, fully added one more score before the halftime break. Now 29 seconds left to go. Rain coming in and out like the tide, and we're going to get a timeout called with 29 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll be right back with you. Canada leads 13-6. With 29 seconds left, Canada takes the timeout to try to talk things over and execute in the final moments of the third quarter. Again, 13 goals scored for Canada. They've only got 2 players with more than one. That's Maddie Baxter and Erica Evans, and they only have 2 apiece. Spinning out of it is Jordan Dean. Haudenosaunee bringing all the pressure, pushing her basically to the sideline. Dean trying to spin out of it. Dean trying to flip it to her teammate. Haudenosaunee creates the turnover. Haudenosaunee is going to have about 18 seconds of time to work with. Space down the sideline is Chloe Luther. Running out of time, she's going to have to send it back to the middle. The check too much, and it'll come back to Luther. Luther initiates with 9 seconds left. Jalen Jimerson just having to shovel it right into the net of Lauren Spence. The goalkeeper stands right in front of it, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. So after a balanced second quarter where Haudenosaunee won the quarter overall 4-3, Canada comes out of the halftime break firing 13-6. We head to the final 15 minutes of play. 15 minutes left to go in the first game of pool play in Pool B. Again, the next game on this field will start at 1:30 between Argentina and Jamaica, the other two teams in Pool B. And on the other field, which you can also watch through World Lacrosse TV, currently USA up 16-5 over Puerto Rico. And then the second game will also begin at 1:30 on that field. That'll be Mexico and Peru. Top two teams from both pools make their way to the semifinals, and the winners of those games to the gold medal contest. The draw has continued to be dominated by Canada, but Haudenosaunee's defense has made some crucial turnovers that have gave their offense an opportunity. They brought it within 3 goals, but the third quarter was another one that was in favor of Canada. The first and third quarter were both 5-1 in favor of the Canadians. Maddie Baxter back up to the middle. And this is a Canadian offense that has taken advantage of all their different pieces. Around the doorstep, just missing to the left, forced awry by the defense. But through it all, Canada's offense has worked very smoothly together as a unit. They haven't looked flustered. They've looked like a team that has won 3 straight silver medals at the World Lacrosse Women's Championships. Again, the top 5 teams from this qualifier, Continental Championship held by Paula, will move on to the 2026 World Lacrosse Women's Championship. That will be held in Tokyo, Japan. Pushed in the back, falling at the 11-meter fan, and picking up the yellow card will be Haudenosaunee. Is Nicole Peroni that will set up for the free position. The foul, or the card, will go against Jordan Colon. The Yukon graduate, now coaching at Wagner, also played at Missouri Western State. Has played with the Haudenosaunee since 2021. Peroni will line up on the left side, but Canada again taking their time. Evans flings it all the way over, working it around the bend up top. 3 seconds will be called on Fawn Porter on defense for Haudenosaunee. Maddie Baxter will start just inside the 15-meter fan. Baxter, Peroni, shooting space immediately called, and Peroni back to the free position, just about where she was. Peroni finding a cutter on the backside. Misses. Haudenosaunee's defense having to recover. It looked like it just barely snuck into the back. But the shot by Lauren Black just to the right. Haudenosaunee not able to chase it. Stays with Canada. Lauren Black trying again. Evans to Black. Inside. And another great save. Paige Crandall has been one of the stars of today. You look at the scoreboard, you see it's 13-6, but she has made some really big saves that at moments have kept this game close. She's going to be someone to watch moving forward in pool play. Baxter down to Black. Black, it falls through her stick. Picked up by Chloe Luther. Luther has played a very nice game defensively. So far, no scoring in the fourth quarter through the first 3 minutes. Canada has scored the last 2, and right now they're on a 5-1 run after Haudenosaunee closed it to 3. 8-5 at half because of the late goal in the first half by Winter Jock with 4 seconds left on the clock. Here comes Jock now. Record isn't the only important factor. Goal differential is also important, especially when it comes to determining those other 2 semifinal spots, the number 2 in each pool. Maybe the first pool game, but always playing for something. Jock, the flip back to Jimerson. Jimerson pushed out by Evans, threading the needle. And a whistle blown as it was flipped back to Jimerson. Sierra Cockerville, too much pressure from the Canadian defense. Well, no, I believe they're going to say 3 seconds, so the ball was with Jalen Jimerson. She'll line up to the right of the goalie. Again, Lauren Spence now in between the pipes for Canada. Basically a golf shot from Jalen Jimerson. Lauren Spence went down to her knees, but not there in time. Rolls right past her. And Haudenosaunee has their first goal in quite a while. For Jalen Jimerson, it's been a pretty good game all around. Now a hat trick for number 4, along with an assist. She's been the real standout offensively for Haudenosaunee. For an offense that hasn't gotten a lot of opportunities because of the way the draw controls have gone, they have taken advantage of it. A few mistakes here and there, but again, also the first day of competition. So while a lot to play for, there's also a lot to learn and to grow. For a lot of these teams, they haven't been together as a unit, or at least played in competition since 2022. Streaking down the middle of the field. Beautiful execution from Canada off the draw. That's something we've really seen from Haudenosaunee. But Canada showing their fast break offense. Aurora Cordingley. And you'll see it there. Number 5 was just behind the defense and no one was there. Both teams have had some moments where too many people have slid, or the slide package isn't as it should be on the fast break. So something to work on. Haudenosaunee, almost a clean draw control win, but Canada relentless on the circle. A foul will be blown as it looked like a little bit too much pressure on Skylar MacArthur, the 2-time All-MAAC first team. The Jimerson sisters working it back and forth. Now up top for Paisley Cook. Haudenausanee's offense also hasn't really worked from X. A lot of their offenses come from up top, dodging down the alleys. Some cutting up from X, but it has mostly come from their midfielders, or at least they have been the initiators. Now the steal from Lauren Spence. About halfway through the fourth quarter. The lob all the way up top, too far for Brooklyn Walker-Welch. She had a goal earlier. Now she'll hustle back. Haudenosaunee has it, but they don't have numbers. Their offense slow to get back into the fray. Duran trying to initiate, gives it to Colin. And from a matchup standpoint, one-on-one, as Great defense from Canada, and now coming out of is Megan Kinna, but from a one-on-one matchup standpoint, Canada's defense has almost played a perfect game. Haudenausaunee goals that mostly, again, come on the fast break. High pass almost gets past Cordinley. Canada will take their time with 6 minutes left to go in the first matchup of Pool B. Both these teams will return tomorrow. The schedule continues the rest of the day, but for these two teams, Haudenosaunee will take field 1 at 10 a.m. And for Canada, they will take field 1 at 12:30. They will face Jamaica. Haudenosaunee will face Argentina. Jamaica and Argentina will be the next game on this field at 1:30. Another caused turnover and steal from the Canadians, and again, just feels like Canada, both sides of the ball, have done their part expertly. A good win for them to kick off. Again, a few kinks in the armor to work on over the next couple days. But when your draw control unit is as dominant as it was today, it makes offense, it makes defense, it makes everything after it just work that much better. Get off to the right foot. Four and a half left to go. Canada right now 14-7. Again, goal differential, still something to play for. Rolling off the defender, shot just wide. Annabelle Child. A timeout will be called. Right now, Canada doing damage on both the offensive and defensive side, and it looks like they're on the way to starting 1-0 in pool play. Still plenty of time left to go, 4:20 left in the fourth quarter. Canada leads 14-7. Experience the unique advantage of Lake Myrtle Dental, where we provide all dental services under one roof, ensuring fewer appointments and a quicker path to oral health, comprehensive care, streamlined visits, and exceptional expertise, all in one place. And also N&D Sports, whether you are looking to get a professional outfit for your company's staff or t-shirts for your school sports team, N&D Sports has solutions for all of your custom apparel needs. Our high-quality custom logo imprint and embroidery services will enhance your professional and everyday casual appearance. Canada with a 14-7 lead, trying to start 1-0 in pool play. Both these teams will have 2 more games, each against Argentina and Jamaica. They'll play 1 game apiece today, tomorrow, and on Saturday before the playoffs commence on Sunday. That will be the medal and the placement games, and then the gold medal game will happen that Monday. Accordingly, whistled below the cage. defensively being covered by Allison Trice. Played at both Syracuse and Pittsburgh, now coaches at Lemoyne. Part of a team that lost in the national championship to Boston College. Not finding a gap. Canada's offense has done exactly what they need to do. 2 dominant quarters in the first and third. They've gotten plenty of opportunities thanks to the dominant draw control performance of Jordan Dean, but also the people on the outside circle. Her midfielders have done a great job at supporting her. Going right at Crandall. The behind-the-back pass just a little bit wide. Ryan Atkins not able to get it right away, but comes back up with it on the outside. Canada's passing has also looked expert throughout the game. You could definitely tell, though, that the heat played its effect. Both teams slowing down just a bit. Trying the middle again was Child. She's tried 2 shots. Crandall, another good stop in front. Again, the stats won't tell the whole story, but Paige Crandall has made some really good stops against a high-powered Canadian offense, and now a little bit of trickery just for the bonus points. Paige Crandall faking out accordingly. She was trying to cause the turnover in front of the cage. About 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. It's the final 2 minutes where stoppage is allowed. Winter Jock had that really nice goal in the final 30 seconds, but since then has been limited in her offensive output. Again, it has been Jalen Jimerson with a hat trick, the superstar. Nice speed, but not the placement she wants here. Cockerville falling to the ground, not able to strike the upper 90. Haudenosaunee's offense trying to walk away with some positives in this final quarter. After scoring 4 goals in the second quarter, they've slowed down. Only 2 goals in the entire second half. Trying to get some positive takeaways. Big hit inside the 11-meter arc, and that will most certainly result in a penalty. And it will result in a card, and she knew it too. Heading to the sideline is Annabelle Child, the defender from Harvard. Pushed in the back was Avery Duran. We talked about her a little bit. Amazing freshman season at Brown. Now will play for the Blue Devils in North Carolina in 2026. Transfer portal becoming more and more important, even in a sport like lacrosse. Faking up high and going down low. Avery Duran has assisted a couple, and now she's helping out. And Haudenosaunee's spirit not relenting. Cheers on the sideline for the young star in the making, Avery Duran. Got the start today and has played a big-time role on the offensive side. Has been mostly playing the wing, has assisted a couple and then scoring there. So clock stops after the goal. We're at 1:21. Haudenosauneee still a woman up, with Annabelle Child waiting on the sideline for her time to expire. Straight up by Jordan Dean. They'll say that Haudenosauneee went early. Sierra Cockerville going against Dean. Jordan Dean being hounded, plenty of whistles coming in. They'll back Jordan Dean up to the restraining line. 1:13 left to go. Jordan Dean mostly a draw control specialist, but has gotten involved on the offense just a little bit. She'll give it off and head to the sideline. She's done a fantastic job. If not a hunt. Out of bounds by Canada on this close side gives Haudenosauneee possession. As I was saying, Jordan Dean, if she didn't go 100% today. Haudenosaunee did pick up a few. It was at least above 80. She was as dominant as you can get on the draw control circle. A handful of fakes, but not enough to get it past Spence. That was a beautiful offense by Cockerville. But Lorden Spence was stone-faced and ready for it. Accordingly, trying to get past her defender, unable to. Her defender following her all the way out. Haudenosaunee trying to push it for this last minute or so. Now 21 seconds. Haudenosaunee not giving up. The defender, Jordan Colin, giving it her all. Pass too high, out the back line. Haudenosaunee will have a chance with 10 seconds left. We've seen it before from them, as it looked like the ball actually got stuck in the fence or went behind it. So they have to get Crandall a new ball. 10 seconds left to go. Hail Mary from Crandall to the midfield, past her teammates. And Canada fighting for the ground ball, but the clock will expire as the fight continues not only on the field, but this is only the first game of pool play. A good one between Canada and Haudenosaunee. Haudenosaunee fought in that second quarter. They fought all the way through, but Canada, their firepower too much for Haudenosaunee. But good things from both sides, plenty to work on. And we get to see these two teams again tomorrow and the next day all week long. We're just getting the party started. That is the first game in Pool B for the Pan American Women's Lacrosse Championship. Your final score is Canada wins 14-8. A good effort from both teams. We'll be back on this field at 1:30 for the other two teams in Pool B. That'll be Argentina and Jamaica. This has been a production of World Lacrosse TV. All games in the Pan American Lacrosse World Championship can be streamed live right here on World Lacrosse TV through the mobile app or online. For our entire production staff, I'm Chase Strasser saying thank you for tuning in, and please join us for the rest of the tournament right here on WLTV.